Hello Facebook Livers, Jesse once again from Fulla Strength and Conditioning here. I'm going live again, continuing on with my 90 fitness tips in 90 days. Today is day 16 and this one here is a bit of a Q&A. So this is a question I got on the 8th of August. So I'm just having a quick look, pardon the multitasking, from my computer just to read it as it was written. So this is from Jason Heath. I met Jason about a month ago, maybe a little bit more, 6 weeks ago, completing the DVRT course. And his question is how to optimize your foot and ankle health for better movement and strength. So Jason, very, very good question. And it's something that I encounter on a regular basis. A lot of people have very, very weak ankles and feet, and that can transfer to injuries up and down the chain. And also limit your movement capacity. So what I mean by that is it means for basic movement patterns, for example, a deadlift or a hinge pattern and squatting becomes quite troublesome due to either a lack of mobility, so a lack of movement in those joints, or a lack of stability, so the strength in that area or the surrounding muscles. So one thing that a lot of people do, I'm going to see if I can reverse the phone in a second just to show you, is people stand like ducks. And for the clients who I've been training, you've heard me say before, don't stand like a duck. I'll just have a quick look to see if I can change it. Yes, we can. Most people stand like this. So the toes are flared, they've got a wide-ish stance. This is not conducive to healthy feet and ankles. So the way that you should be standing, and ideally we want to try not to do this where we have one leg bent as well. We want to try and make sure that the feet are directly underneath the hips. So the foot is underneath the knee is underneath the hip, and then the hip is underneath the shoulder. So the kinetic chain we have working in a straight line rather than sort of bowing out to the side. So ways that we can combat that and actually improve foot health and function is by strengthening them. The easiest way that the easiest tip that I can give you is to walk bare feet. Myself included, we're in shoes for most of the day. We get up, we have a shower, we train, whatever, and first thing that goes is shoes. Shoes go on the feet and basically conforms the foot to a small space. So that way the toes can't sort of go in their natural pattern, and we're essentially using the shoe as a bit of a sponge, as a cushion. So that creates weak feet, weak toes, and a weak ankle joint. Okay, so that's tip number one. Go barefoot as much as you can. You don't necessarily have to train barefoot, but I would definitely recommend lifting, so doing your weights in a minimalist shoe. So something very thin. I don't have my shoes here. I've got a pair of Converse shoes that I can literally bend in half. That'll keep you closer to the ground. And the benefit of that is that you're going to have better proprioception. You're going to be able to feel the ground, and you're going to apply more force downward. So once again, you're getting those feet, they're getting active, they're strengthening, the toes are having to work, the ankles are having to stabilize. But I've talked about that in an article, so I might publish that article below, the benefits of minimalist footwear. So that's number one, go barefoot as much as you can. Number two, don't stand like a duck. And also, what was the third one? Do some form of self-massage, or self-massage is probably the best wording that I can use for it. So I've actually got a couple tools handy. So these are actually just from underneath my desk. I've got a very, very hard ball, so I actually can't compress it. It's almost like a golf ball. And I've also got, most people have seen this, a spiky ball. So those are two ways that you can address that. And once again, I'll just demo just quickly how that actually works. So I've got my little green ball. It has no give to it. And essentially, I'm just going to roll the ball on the arch of my foot. So let's get in there nice and close. So the ball goes underneath the foot, and we're hitting we're trying to stay away from the bony prominences as much as we can. We're really looking to try and hit that muscle tissue, the areas, the softish bits where there's not really a lot of bone. So for most people, it's going to be the arches of the feet. That's probably going to be a really good and simple drill that you can do on a daily basis. So if you're an office worker as well, get your hands on a lacrosse ball, a spiky ball, a golf ball, if your pain tolerance is there, and just roll your feet. roll the arches, roll towards the lateral part, so the outer part of the foot, and that should give you a hell of a lot of relief and reduce some stiffness in those tissues underneath the feet. Okay, so what happens is they get really stiff and they tighten up. We want them to be nice and fluid. They should be able to move quite fluidly. Okay, so Jason, thanks. Really, that's a fantastic question, and I appreciate you taking the time to put that through, and I hope that helps a couple people out there. If I've helped one person, then I've done my job. But to be honest, every single person can benefit and should be doing these three things. Go barefoot as much as you can. Get those feet contacted to the ground directly without the shoes. I've already lost the second. Do some form of SMR, some self-myofascial release or self-massage with a ball. And number 3, do not stand like a duck. You watching this video, do not stand like a duck. Get your feet directly underneath the hips with them facing straight ahead. Okay, those are my 3 tips, guys. Give them a go. I hope it improves your health through the ankles, feet and toes and leaves you feeling better and moving more freely. Okay, Jason, thanks again, mate. And guys, look out for tip number 17 coming tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. Bye.